Hey guys, it's Heather the Crochet Witch. How are you guys doing? So, this is WiP Weekend number. Did this last weekend too. I think this is number 16. Next weekend, I will have my stuff together and start re-becoming a more professional YouTuber, I promise. I'm still on the, oh my gosh, I'm almost back to the weekend instead of my weekend, which is really Monday. It's not your weekend thing. I was doing so good for the longest time, staying on schedule. The longest time, it's only March. But I was, considering last year I fell off that train completely. But I'm getting back on it. I'm getting back on it. I promise. But anyway, so if you've never been here before for a WiP Weekend, let me explain really quick. I have way too many projects that I have not finished. I don't know if you guys are better at that than I am, but I have way too many. Most of which are blankets, because if you've been around for any amount of time, you know that I'm a blanket person. And they have fallen to the wayside. Like last year was like one of my most unproductive years. Like, I mean, I started a lot of stuff, but as far as finishing, it was like one of my most unproductive years for, I guess, various reasons, maybe. And I am endeavoring this year to do better. I'm finishing up from last year and cleaning up and doing better just in life. But starting with my crafts. And yeah, so I am picking a project, and you guys have been gracious enough to hang out with me and grace me with your presence, and when I need so, gracing me with your opinions and ideas. And we're getting through this pile of insanity together. Now, this is another blanket project that I've been working on. It is, from, I don't even know when it was originally done, but I had started it 2 years ago, maybe 2 years ago. Like, I want to say 3 years ago, but I don't even think it's that old, the pattern. I might be wrong. I've started a while ago. Anyways, the point, it's been hanging out in here for quite some time, too long. And my idea at the time had been that I had this collection of the older impeccable yarn from Michaels, fall colors. I had like a chocolatey brown, a gold, a deep, like a sage green, burgundy. What else is in here? A pumpkin orange. And then a mixture of, like a variegated mixture of them that doesn't quite go with all of them. You'll see in a second what I'm talking about, but it went well enough for me. I love the way that it mixes in with all of them, even though the shades aren't the exact same. But it's before Michaels kind of got their own act together and made the impeccable yarn. If you go check it out now at Michaels, it's a little bit softer. It's a little bit nicer. Maybe it is made in a different area. Like maybe now it's made, I don't know where it's made for sure, so I'm just throwing this out there, but maybe now it's made in Turkey where once it was made in China, or maybe, I'm not really sure. I can tell you where the old stuff was made. Like here is the variegated. This is called Falling Leaves. The old stuff, because I've been really good, haven't bought any of the new stuff. Maybe I can tell you where the old stuff was made. Actually, the old stuff was made in Canada with imported fiber. I didn't know that. The old impeccable yarn was apparently, is the solids the same? Hold on. Now I need to know. Here is the pumpkin, right? Yeah, this is pumpkin. Were you also? Yeah. So the short little impeccables that were rougher, they were made in Canada with imported fibers. So I had, anyway, quite the collection. I say quite the collection, quite a short collection of fall colors, like I just said. And I decided to make, from the Crochet Crowd, a fabulous fall throw. I have the link down below in case you want to check out those squares. But the last project that I did on WiP Weekend, actually, if you've been watching the series and following along, was also a Crochet Crowd project. And it was Mikey's floral afghan, which was lovely. It turned out really nice, if I do say so. Like, not mine in particular, but the pattern itself was just stunning. But I discovered I don't care for the big holy type afghans, like my personal taste. And because of like the coloring of the yarn and such, I wanted this to be for me, for my house, for my snuggling purposes. And the fabulous fall throw has, I'm going to show you one of the original squares. Like, there's a lot, it's a very textural. Mikey's known for that, right? I know he didn't write the pattern, but like a lot of stuff that he makes is very textural. So like there's texture in the middle, there's texture up in here, and then there's these big like gapey holes that you get in here, which I was not digging, even though it's very pretty. This would be a pretty display piece or whatnot. If you wanted to lay it on top of a bed, you know, this would be a very pretty decorative piece, decorative blanket, but I was not digging it because I wanted it to be cozy. That's like my thing, cozy and comfy and lovely and, you know, lovely to be wrapped up in. And so you guys suggested that I back it. There's a couple different suggestions, but that was like part of my collection that I'm trying to decollectionize in various ways, including using up. So I dug into my collection and I found 2 Caron Pound of Loves in the color, if I remember right, it's deep violet. The second one that I have is still buried down here. And I don't want this creaky chair to creak. I will show you what's left of this one. But here's what's left right now of the first ball. So obviously I'm going to be about to bust into the second ball. But there's the color of the purple that I'm using to back these squares. So what I did was I made solid granny squares. And I just showed you how the open orange looked. So I'll show you an orange one. Here's how they turned out, right? Because I made that's the solid granny square. And let's compare them really quick too. Trying to keep that pile separated. I'll tell you why in a moment. You can even see the size difference, right? Because this, with Caron 1-pounders and Caron Jumbo being like a thick, sturdy yarn, this square basically blocked this square for me. So I didn't have to block it anywhere, like, because Mikey definitely did. I didn't have to block it. It's just blocked on its own. It's nice and sturdy. It's very thick. It's squishy. It's going to be very warm. I love everything about it. If I wasn't working on other projects to also show you guys throughout the week, I would definitely have just worked on this completely now instead of sitting it in a corner in the side of the room and not wanting to work on it. Because ultimately that's why it got put down, was I just knew even then that I did not love this. I was not finding joy in this. But I do like the actual design. And now that I know it's going to be like cozy, I love it. So yay, great idea for you guys that suggested that. I appreciate it. And see, you guys are full of great ideas. You're full of wonderful ideas, and I'm so thankful that I have you to pick your brains. So, that is what I had done, was backed them. Now, I had, within the last couple episodes that I had done, I had a total of 5 of them done like that. my big pile of squares that I had done is now only here. That's all I have left to back. Now I'm not done making these squares is the thing, but I had decided, you know what? I really want to get all of these backed and see how big, because it obviously makes the squares bigger. I want to get all of these backed and kind of, even if it's not in the order that I want them in, lay them out and see how big it makes the blanket. I had taken the green and made all the squares I could out of it until this is how much is left. So like this would not make one more full square for the green. Same with the burgundy, same with the falling leaves, etc., etc. Now the falling leaves, I think I got three, I think, out of the solid colors. So I only got 2 out of the falling leaves because it's less yarn, because it's variegated. I have 2 of each of the solid skeins, and I have 3 of each of these. So, in theory, I can add this to the next ball and make a 3rd square, you know. Anyway, you get it. Like, I just got done saying how smart you guys are. So, you know what I'm saying. And then I have these 2 also. But I have the brown skein left that I have to make 2 or 3 squares out of still. And then after I do that, I have 1 more of each of the solid colors left. So I have to make a choice then. Do I leave the blanket that size and use those colors as, like, say, a big border of colors? Or do I make more squares and use just the purple as borders? I don't know yet. We'll see. But what I got done this week is I got 4 of these done. So I got another orange done. I finally got a brown one done. And in the light, you can see it. I hadn't done one yet just because this was the only one I got done, because I have not, like I said, worked up the last of the brown skein yet. And because I was just like, I like it obviously, but I was like, oh, it's not even going to show up that well on camera, but in the light it definitely does, and I like the way it looks. So yeah, I really do like that. But I got the brown one that I have here done. I got another green one done. This was actually the first color that I did like to experiment with. And then another yellow one, another gold one. And when I did experiment with it to begin with, I didn't mention this part, but when I made the granny square to fit, because I had to experiment with how many stitches I was adding to each row and all, because I had to have, I think, 32 stitches this way, but it had to be 11 rows. So normally I add 2 to each corner as I go. In 2 of the rows, I had to only put 1 in each corner, so it would even out to have 11 high. Anyway, you get it, right? When it looked like it was going to fit, I had decided just at random, you know what? Instead of sewing it or doing anything later, or just doing because I'm going to continuous join it, let's be honest. Instead of doing the continuous join between both of them later, I'm just going to join it now. So that's what I did, was I just crocheted it together with like a single crochet row. So when I do my continuous join, it's just going to be into this edge. And I'm thinking I'm going to use purple. Now the fact that I only have this much left after 9 squares, because here we go. Here's the ones that I have backed so far, and that is basically 1 full thing of the Karen Jumbo. The 1 pounder, I'm sorry. The Karen 1 pounder. That's basically one full one. Which, you know, I'm bad at estimating my yarn. I thought that, I guess I thought one of those would go a little bit further. But, I mean, that's okay. I'm using it up, right? But that's 9 of them. And what did I say? There's 6 more left to do. And I'm going to have at least 2 more browns. So that's 7 more. So that's going to be almost another full skein of the next 1 pounder. And I know I can get this at Meijer's. So I think I'm going to buy another one because I think I'm pretty dead set on joining it all with the purple also. I just think that's going to look really good because my only other choice that I would be happy with is originally I had these squares already started joining before I had backed them, and I was using Red Heart with Love in the like pewter color, the gray color. I think it's called pewter though. So like I could join it with that and have it just be totally eclectic looking, I guess. But I don't know. I'm really in love with the way the purple looks with the fall scheme colors. And I've always loved the way gray looks with the fall scheme color, only like as a personal preference, because like to me, like my favorite thing ever in the entire world is like a breezy autumn day. If you can like close your eyes and imagine it with me. It's a breezy autumn day where a storm is just about to roll in, so the sky is like nice and beautiful and like dark storm cloudy gray, but the wind is picking up and it's not going to rain just yet, but you can feel that it's going to. Something about that, like the day might be like 60, 70 degrees, so it's not real hot, it's not cold. It's just like that perfect temperature. The leaves are turning. That is like perfect to me, like perfect. And like to me, the autumn colors and the gray just reminds me of that gray sky background with it. So that's why I had joined it like that to begin with. But now I am really loving the purple with it. So I think I've justified the fact that I used up both of my purples by that time. It'll be okay if I buy one more purple to finish it off. I don't have to settle, I guess, and use this. This gray will be used in something else. I use gray quite a bit. So I think I can justify that, don't you? You guys think I can, right? So I think that's what I'm going to do, is keep it purple. Because there's so many other colors going on, you know, in here too, that it just seems like the best idea to me. But, I mean, you can tell me what you think, but while I like the gray, and if I were going for a more like, I guess, scrappy or bohemian looking, I don't know if bohemian's, like fall, autumnal bohemian, did I just make up a thing? Then maybe that would go with it. Because I don't hate the whole color combination. It just seems like it would be a lot. You know what I mean? But yeah, so that's the progress I got done on it so far. I am really super digging it a lot. And I would be totally just like stuck on it and continuing it if this were the only like thing I had on my hook going right now. But it's not. I will be hopefully... I have a few more movies to finish up, and my other Halloween blanket will be done. So maybe I'll have a little more time to dig into this, or knowing me, start something else. So we'll see. But yeah, I know some of you guys said that this inspired you to dig out some of your projects. So you should let me know if there's some like old WIPs that you are working on, what it is that you're working on, and did you have to like change stuff around to make it like work for you in the now, basically, like I did with this, or did you just pick it up? Are you finishing something? And if you're in my Facebook group, or if you want to join it, you should drop a picture and let me know. Maybe I should make a WiP Weekend thread. Maybe I should. Would you guys post in it? All right. I'm going to go and I'm going to upload this. And I will talk to you guys very soon. All right. I love you. Bye, guys.